Hi, welcome to Salesforce Power Up channel. Recently, I have been going through Salesforce developer interviews where I am getting repeated questions on the Salesforce flow concepts, which was how can you pass the record ID dynamically to a flow and how can you pass the record ID using quick action to flow. So today we are going to take a use case in an account and we are going to see how we can dynamically pass the record ID from a record page as well as record ID from a quick action. So from the account, we are going to create a screen flow which will pass the record ID dynamically from the account record page. In order to do that, we have to go to setup. Now let's create a new screen flow. So I'm going to click on create button and click on flow. It will redirect me to the flow builder and I'm going to click start from scratch screen flow and create new one. So in order to pass the record ID dynamically from the record page, we have to create a variable. That variable needs to be record ID and I'm taking the data type as text and it should be available for input and let me click on done. So once you have done that, let's go and create a new screen where we are going to uh, use the text and along with the text we can use the pick list uh, in order to update the account. So let's take name for this particular text field and along for the industry let's take I'm going to take the industry from the account. So for the choice you can click on new choice resource and go to pick list choice set and you can give it as industry pick list and the object is account. So let's take the data type is picklist and you will get the default picklist values under the account and you can choose industry and we are going to set the sort order as default order of field. So let's click on that and we are going to give the label name of screen as screen 1 and click on done. And once the screen is done, so once the record ID is being passed into the Salesforce screen, we need to figure it out which account that is coming from. So I'm going to take the get records. Let me use get account details. So I'm taking account and I'm going to filter it based on the current record ID. So ID equals the record ID that we are going to dynamically pass from the record base. So once it is done, I'm going to get the only first records and going back to the screen. In order to pre-populate the default value, I can use get account details dot name and as well as the here get in. Yeah. So let me click on save. You can give the description. This is a best practice to give the description for now. I'm just neglecting this. So let me click on save. So once it is done, so let's debug this. So for now, if we pass the record ID as part of the debug, you would see the current record ID as cloud tech and agriculture as industry. Yes. So the flow is being activated. So we need to make sure that our flow is being added to the record page. In order to add it to the record page, we have to drag the flow into the record page and we have to give the name of the flow that we have created it recently. So we have created the update account details. And if you see here, a record ID, pass record ID into this variable, this record ID that we have created in the flow that is coming up here dynamically. So in order to pass the record ID dynamically, we have to select this checkbox called pass record ID into this variable. So I'm checking this. So you are seeing the formula as record.id. Let me click on save and let's go back to the uh, account record page and you are seeing the name and industry dynamically. So this is the first use case where we are passing the record ID dynamically to the Salesforce screen flow. Now let's see the second use case where you can pass the record ID using quick action. So in order to do that, I'm modifying the flow again. So no, let's take a update records. So from the quick action, we are going to update the this particular screen flow. So in order to update, let me give the label as update account, and I'm taking specify condition to identify records that fields individually, and I'm taking the object as account ID and filtering it out based on the current record ID. Once I have filtered, I'm going to update the details that are coming from the flow. So name, and we are going to take the name from the screen flow, which we have created it as name. And we are going to take the industry field from the account, and we are going to update it with the industry that we are taking in the screen flow. So we are good. Now let's click on save, and yeah, let's click on activate. So coming back to the account record page, uh, we should click on edit object and go to the backend of the account, and where we are going to create a new quick action in order to update the screen flow. So click on flow. You are dynamically seeing the account details popping up. So this was the one that we are going to have it in our quick action, and I'm giving the label as update account, and I'm going to click on save. So once it is done, we have to go to the record page, and let me click on edit page and click on the buttons and add the quick action that we have created. You can see under the quick actions, you're seeing update account. Let me click on the update account and bring it to the top. So once it is in top, let's click on save and go back to the current record page. So we have connected the screen flow to this particular quick action, and we are going to invoke this quick action button. So once I am clicking on the button, you would see the dynamically the details were coming up. So let's change it to just Salesforce one, and initially I'm going to take it as banking. If I'm so no, let's click on next, and the account is being updated, and you're seeing the account has being updated to test Salesforce one along with the industry field as banking. Yeah, this is how you can pass the record ID dynamically using a quick action. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoy what you see, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel for more great content. Your subscription means a lot and helps me keep creating. Thank you.